Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has actually hit back hard at the BJP as well, alleging that the BJP is just using this to detract attention from the demand that's been made by the Aam Aadmi Party to put photographs of Goddess Lakshmi as well as Lord Ganesh on currency notes in India, adding that the BJP needs to also answer how much the government in the states of Gujarat as well as Madhya Pradesh have donated for that specific cause. These are, after all, BJP-run governments.
I think BJP is trying to run away from putting the photograph of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on currency notes. I don't understand what is the problem. Lakshmi ji is the goddess of wealth, the goddess of prosperity. If the photo of Lakshmi ji comes onto our currency notes, obviously the Ashirwad of gods is always, the blessing of gods is always important for any task. So why does the BJP run away from this? Why don't they accept it? That they will put the photographs of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on currency notes. What is their objection?
What about Waqf Board donation?
Let the BJP answer how much money has their Madhya Pradesh given. Let Gujarat answer how much money have they given. Let Uttar Pradesh answer how much money they have given.
कैला जी, आप रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर हैं, ये आरोप लग रहा है कि अमानत जी जो वक्फ बोर्ड से जुड़े हुए हैं 100 करोड़ किया गया वक्फ बोर्ड को बीते साल। ये बात
सियासत भी गरमाई हुई है सर, कल बीजेपी दूसरे घाट पर गई।
मेरा आपसे जितने भी मीडिया के बंधु यहाँ पे हैं, मेरा उनसे ये अनुरोध है कि छठ पूजा के बारे में ही बात करें।
Well, let me go across to Niyamika for more on this. Niyamika, there's been a war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BJP over this specific matter. What was interesting to see in that RTI that's been accessed by Times Now is that in the year 2019-2020, there's an exponential rise in the funding of the Waqf by the Aam Aadmi Party government. This was also in the build-up to the 2020 elections.
Well, that's correct, and the RTI has revealed that in the past 7 years, the Aam Aadmi Party government has given as many as 101 crores to Waqf Board, and if we talk about the last year in particular, then 62 crore rupees have been given on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party government to Waqf Board. But when we asked this question from the Aam Aadmi Party MLA Atishi, then she replied that the first question should be asked from the BJP governments of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, that how much money they have given to Waqf Board from the public funds. So that is what the Aam Aadmi Party is taking the line, and they have also slammed the BJP for not giving an approval to the request which is being made by the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for putting a picture of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi on the Indian currency notes. So that is what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. They are asking the BJP that if they really believes in Hinduism, then they should accept this proposal which is being made on the part of the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of putting the pictures of Ganesh and Lakshmi on the Indian currency notes. While on the other hand, the BJP is also targeting the Aam Aadmi Party by saying that this is being done just for the appeasement politics. The MCD elections are coming in, and that is the reason why Arvind Kejriwal is making such kind of comments for asking the Prime Minister for putting the pictures of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi on the Indian currency notes. So that is what they are saying. They are also asking the Aam Aadmi Party to give a reply that how much they have been given to Hindu community for their benefits, while on the other hand, as much as 101 crore donation is being made to Waqf Board. So this is what they are calling it is an appeasement politics of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Niyamika, one thing that perhaps also should be pointed out here is that the Aam Aadmi Party has made several promises. It also promised free pilgrimages to members of the Hindu community, for instance, to also visit Jagannath Puri. It also promised free pilgrimage to Sikh pilgrims to travel to Kartarpur Sahib. So can it really be described as appeasement where these kind of promises are being made to members of all religious communities? Is BJP just singling out the donations to the Waqf here?
Well, certainly, because we have seen in the campaigning of the Aam Aadmi Party ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections as well, Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, has also promised to the people of Gujarat that the train which runs from Delhi as well to Ayodhya, that initiative will also be taken in Gujarat if Aam Aadmi Party will come into power. So that is what we can say, that this is a kind of appeasement politics which is being done by the Aam Aadmi Party. They are making certain
Let me in fact take this across, Niyamika, to Mr. Tushar Tushar Gupta of Swarajya, senior editor of Swarajya, who joins us for his perspective. Mr. Gupta, let me in fact ask that question to you. Now, the BJP has of course come out and said that what the Aam Aadmi Party has done here amounts to appeasement of one specific community, when promises on the part of the AAP have actually been made during election campaigns to members of all religions by promising free pilgrimages. Does this really amount to appeasement in your perspective?
Absolutely, and now we know why that ridiculous comment was made 2 days ago when he said that Goddess Lakshmi and Ganesh should be on the currency notes to improve the economy and increase the wealth and prosperity in this country. Now we know what he was trying to dodge. Perhaps he already had the knowledge of this RTI reply coming out. Look, all the governments promise some sort of freebies or privileges to all religious communities. It's not just the Aam Aadmi Party alone. But one needs to look at the exponential rise in the last financial year, that's financial year 21. If you look at the RTI reply, 62 crore rupees, 101 crore rupees in the last 7 years, but 62 crore rupees in the financial year 21. The question is why? Why is suddenly such a huge amount being directed to the Waqf Board when the same Aam Aadmi Party government was claiming that they were short on revenue, that they needed the help of the centre, that the centre should have done more, that their excise policy was being targeted when the government was short on revenue. So a lot of things are not adding up here. Even if you were at the question of Atishi Marlena, who's saying what has the government done in Gujarat.
Yeah.
In 2019, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, then the Chief Minister, refused the grants to the Waqf Board over there. So it's very easy for the Aam Aadmi Party to hit against the BJP or any other party. But the question is, at one side they say they're short on revenues, they need their excise policy to work, they are a party with a difference. On the other hand, an exponential rise. Compare the numbers. 101 crore in the last 7 years, but 62 crore rupees in the last financial year alone. What was the purpose of this?
In fact, let me direct that question, Mr. Gupta, to Mr. Ravi Srivastava, who joins us on the phone line for his reaction. Mr. Srivastava, what really explains the exponential rise in donations to the Waqf on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party in 2019-2020, an amount of almost rupees 22 crore, and this is right in the build-up to the 2020 Assembly elections?
See, first of all, Waqf Board is not a body which is unrecognized or accepts anything underhand, or the government can pay it somewhere, without any account. And whatever has been paid is recorded. It is in there's a money trail available, that who paid it, where it has gone. Now, why it has gone, everybody has been giving to the Waqf Board. It has been there in the past. It is a past practice. During the UPA government also, in the Congress was there. They had also given some land to Waqf Board in the April 2014. So what is the new about it? I don't understand. And is it a crime to give the donation or grant or whatever is due to them to the Waqf Board? If it is paid, what is illegal in that?
Absolutely.
That's what I want to know. The gentleman who I was listening, that is at 1.25 crore, 5 crore, 22 crore, whatever it is paid in account. It is not paid anything underhand, or they have not done any kind of a scam or embezzlement for this. Recorded payment.
Right, we'd urge you to stay with us, Mr. Srivastava. Please stay with us, because let me also get a word in from Mr. Ajay Bose, an RTI activist. Do you see anything untoward in the figures that have been put out in that specific RTI, Mr. Bose, especially the rise in donations that have been witnessed between the years 2018-2019 and 2019-2020, a difference of about 18 to 19 crores in the build-up to election year?
Yes, sir. This is clearly a case of appeasement policy by the Kejriwal government. You can see in the year 2020, when the Delhi elections were there, they have allotted 22 crores of aid to Waqf Board. And now, when the Gujarat elections are there, they have not given a single money paisa to Hindu boards, Hindu trust or mandir. So my question is, why is this appeasement policy being carried out by the Kejriwal government in favoring the Waqf Board? And you might recall that Waqf Board chairman is Mr. Amanullah Khan, and he is very notorious type of person. Now, and CBI is also inquiring into all this Waqf Board deal. So my question is, this is public money. This is public exchequer. Why they are giving so much money to Waqf Board, nothing to Hindu bodies?
Right. Let me take this across to Mr. Tushar Gupta and also ask him about what Mr. Ravi Srivastava also conveyed. Mr. Tushar Gupta, he says that there is no illegality in what the Aam Aadmi Party has done. If the Waqf, of course, comes under the aegis of the Minority Affairs Ministry in the Delhi government, then the Delhi government is entitled to allocate a certain amount of its funding to the Minority Affairs Ministry and therefore indirectly or directly the Waqf. So is there any illegality in this, and what's really so untoward about the funds that have been allocated? That's the question that Mr. Ravi Srivastava is asking.
Look, the illegality or the entitlement will be decided later. I'm not the right person to comment on that. But it's about the exponential rise in the increase of grants. You know, when the budget of 2021-2022 came out, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia were the first ones to say that the centre is not doing enough for Delhi, that the Delhi government is not getting enough grants from the centre. My question is, if you have enough money, around 60 odd crore, to give to the Waqf Board in 2021-2022, why would you cry about the state not having enough money to run its affairs? My problem is you are in a position where you can increase the funds to the Waqf Board by 3 or 4 times over the last financial year. But at the same time, you complain about shortfall of revenues. And this shortfall of revenues, mind you, was cited as the reason for the excise policy and the way it was taken out. If you go back to the rollout of the excise policy, this was the reason that was given, that, oh, we are short on revenues. And look what today we are getting to know, that 62 crore rupees have been given to the Waqf Board. My question is, where is the money coming from? How can Kejriwal's government claim that they do not have money to run the affairs of Delhi while have money for this? They are entitled to donate, but how in a pandemic year when they were saying that the Delhi government was without money? That's my question.
Right, let me take this across to Mr. Srivastava. Mr. Srivastava, you've of course been hearing Mr. Tushar Gupta. The legality of it aside, taxpayers do have a right to know as to why there's been an exponential rise between 2 financial years, 2018-2019 and 2019-2020. And can this also be divorced from the fact, Mr. Srivastava, that once the CSDS Lokniti numbers came out about the demographics of who voted for whom in the Delhi election, almost 77% of the Muslim community, as per those figures, voted for the Aam Aadmi Party. So can this exponential rise in funding be divorced from that fact as well? That's a question to you.
I am finding the panelists very confused. One panelist says that the Delhi government says they are short of funds, and why are they giving the money? See, if you are short of funds, do you stop paying the salaries? Do you stop paying the expenditure which you have already budgeted for? What is that? I mean, what kind of explanation is this that Aam Aadmi Party is short of funds, so why did they pay this money? So that's a not acceptable kind of a statement. The other person says, no, why to give to the Muslim body? What have they done to the Hindu body? Why have they not given to the Hindu body? I mean, these are all motivated RTI activists who just want to exploit the situation and make a show of it. I mean, what for the Mahakal renovation was done? Whose money was that? The public money only. What with Yogi Adityanath is burning 6,000 tons of the oil for that Diya and all. What kind of whose money is that? That is also my money, taxpayers' money. So you cannot question this kind of expenditure. You have no right to do that. You can question it when they are asking your vote.
Just allow me to intervene just for in there, Mr. Srivastava. Of course, everybody has a right to question allocations being made to certain ministries if there's something untoward that's been noticed in the pattern of the funding that's actually being allocated. That's a taxpayer's right. Let me take this across to Mr. Ajay Bose, RTI activist as well. It was interesting to hear Mr. Ravi Srivastava say that these RTIs are being filed with a certain motivated intent, when in fact the person or the government that it's been filed against to procure information from also was the principal advocate of the filing of the RTI. We're talking about Mr. Kejriwal here. Do you see a certain hypocrisy or a certain duplicity here in what Mr. Srivastava said, Mr. Ajay Bose?
Yes, exactly. When something is given to Hindus, they started crying. But when this same thing is given to Muslim bodies, they keep mum. My pertinent question is, when so much money is being given to Waqf Board, why nothing has been given to Hindu bodies or trust or mandir? That is my pertinent question.
Right, so that's your questioning the difference in allocations, but let me take this across to Mr. Tushar Gupta. Mr. Gupta, you heard Mr. Ravi Srivastava say that certain RTIs are being filed with a motivated intent. Now, the last person to be complaining about the filing of the RTIs is somebody who championed the cause himself, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. So should the Aam Aadmi Party be taking any exception to RTIs of this nature being filed to demand accountability from them?
Look, Mr. Srivastava is just too blinded in his hatred for the Modi government, so I don't take him very seriously. He says that the Mahakal corridor is being built, that the Yogi Adityanath government is lighting up 6,000 diyas and all, and he says it in very derogatory fashion. Of course, it's about the Hindu festival, so he gets the license to be dismissive and disrespectful. My answer is, at least the people are knowing what's going on. I'm not saying Arvind Kejriwal cannot donate to the Waqf Board. It's not the Aam Aadmi Party we are talking about here. We're talking about the Delhi government.
Yes.
In 2019-2020, the donations to the Waqf Board were around 20 odd crore. As per the RTF filed by Mr. Bose here, in 2020-21 financial year, the donation was zero. Clearly, the pandemic taking its toll. My question is, where was the money suddenly coming from in 21-22 that the Aam Aadmi Party could give out 3 times the funds they gave 2 years ago, while they were telling the people of Delhi that the center is not doing enough for the people of Delhi through the budget and the excise policy on liquor, which they took out. They also cited the pandemic and the revenue shortage. So how is the government, not the party, the government sailing in two boats, where they said they do not have money to run the affairs of Delhi and at the same time can donate a humongous amount to the Waqf Board? That's the question I'm asking. I'm not saying Arvind Kejriwal or his government cannot donate. I'm not saying he's not entitled to. I'm not questioning the legality of it. I'm questioning the intent here, if anything else.
So, Mr. Srivastava, I'll allow you to, of course, rebut both Mr. Bose as well as Mr. Gupta right there. They're saying that citizens have every right to actually ask why a certain allocation has been made and why has there been an exponential rise. So can the Kejriwal government, should it actually come forward and offer an explanation instead of indulging in whataboutery and asking, look, let's also examine how much the BJP has donated in the state of Gujarat or Madhya Pradesh?
The intent of Kejriwal is absolutely pious, and he is not here to appease any particular religion. Both these gentlemen appear to be, gripped with that Hindu-Muslim phobia, and the other gentleman, Mr. Bose, was only saying, why not to Hindus and why not to Muslims? I don't get into this kind of debate. This is useless, this is baseless, this is polarizing. The fact is, Arvind Kejriwal is a champion of RTIs, and information provided has come absolutely transparently. He has not hidden anything, and he has no regret or any, apology for that what he has given to the Waqf Board. There could be some areas pending to them. There could be some other expenditure which are pending from the past, which have been now paid. So what is wrong in it? If you say yourself, it is not illegal, it is not, what is the intent? Intent is very pious. Intent is not to appease any particular community. Intent is to do it for everybody. He has asked for the printing of Ganesh Lakshmi on the note. There also they have a problem. Now you are appeasing, why you are asking for this to cut the Hindu vote? I mean, what kind of politics is this? This is dirty, and it has touched the bottom. That's all I can say. Yeah.
So let me have Mr. Bose give the final word on this. Mr. Bose, would you also be filing RTIs to establish how much the Aam Aadmi Party has actually spent? Not the party, so to speak, but the Delhi government has actually spent on offering fee pilgrimages to members of different communities to actually draw some kind of a comparison between the kind of money that's actually donated to the Waqf and for other religious purposes for people belonging to faiths?
See, why I find this idea, because one video of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was getting viral, where he was saying that there would be no shortcomings. He would give as much as money he wants to the Waqf Board. That's why my intention was to know how much money he has given to Waqf Board. And it was very shocking when I came to know that he has given more than 102 crore to Waqf Board. And in the election year, that is in 2020, he has given a humongous money of 22 crore. And now in 21-22, he gave 62 crore. And again, I'm repeating my pattern question, what he has given to other Hindu bodies.
Okay. Okay. Many thanks, Mr. Tushar Gupta, Mr. Ajay Bose, as well as Mr. Ravi Srivastav for your perspective on this particular debate. We'll slip into a break for the time being, and we'll come back with a lot more lined up for you on the other side. We thank our guests once again.